Hey everybody, today we'll do another video, and today we will do something about the law of sines. I just explained it. When we have one solution to the problem, but in the law of sines can happen that you have two different answers, and that is called ambiguous case. So let's say, for example, that we have the problem statement it says like this: determine whether the following triangle triangle, you can say, let's see, where the following triangle is an ambiguous case. All right, something like that. Okay, so let's say, for example, that we want to do, right, we want to determine whether this is an ambiguous case, right? Let's say, for example, that that's our mission, right? So we can actually try to figure out by doing the following, right? So let's say, for example, the triangle is like this. So okay, interesting, doesn't want to do it for me. Okay, interesting. I never thought that it's going to. Okay, so right, so okay, I guess we can do it this way. Drop it straight. Actually, let me just extend this a little bit more. Right, and then we can drop the other one. Like that, right? Okay, so let's say that we have over here 28. Degrees. And we don't know this, right? But we know that this corner over here is A. And this corner over here is B. And this is C. And this is C. Actually, I guess it doesn't really matter, but let me just do it kind of uniform. So, okay, so let me just do this. Let me just do a small c here, a small a here, right? But let me just substitute that with a number. That way we have something in front, right there to work with. All right, so let me just do four and 3, right? So we have what is called side-side angle triangle, right? So what we can do in this case, we can actually use the law of sines to figure out this angle, right? And we can use, right? We can use this B, right? So we can actually say that, we can actually say that the sine of 28 degrees over 4 equal to B, right? Is equal to side B, right? So, but we don't know the angle of side B, so we have to do sine angle B over 3, right? Now we cross multiply, right? And we get 3 sine B is equal to, actually no, it's 4 times sine of B, right? This should be 4. So we get 4 sine of B is equal to 3 sine of 28 degrees. Okay, so now we got this point, right? Now, if I can bring this up a little bit, we can actually solve here for something, right? So right here we need to solve for sine of B, right? So in other words, we have to get rid of this 4, right? So that cancels out, and over here, right? And we get sine of B equal to, use a calculator for that. So it's going to be equal to 3 sine of 28, right? Divided by 4 is equal to 35. So, okay, so point 35 to 1, right? Now we take the inverse of that, right? Sine inverse, right? So we take the inverse of that to get the angle, which is 35 to 1. Actually, this is 1. Okay, so we take the sine inverse of that. We get 20 degrees, right? So we get B is equal to 20 degrees, right? So let me just go on settings, and I don't know what's going on in this thing, but background and shapes. Okay. Okay, so now it's equal to this, right? So now let's see that we do, we know that B is that, right? So we can actually come here and set up. Okay, so here we can actually say that B is 20 degrees. I believe it's 20. Actually, it's 21 degrees. Let's make it 21. It's a little more than a half, so just make it 21 degrees. Right? So we have 21 degrees, right? Now the question would be, can we find angle C? And of course we can, because we can say that angle C, so angle Z, right, is equal to 180 minus 21 minus the 28, right? And C is equal to, so 131. So C is equal to 131 degrees, right? So, right? So now what we can do at this point, right? We can actually say, okay, so what if, let's check, right? So we have this angle, this part right here, that is 131 degrees, right? So now add 21 to that, add 28 to that, it's 180 even. So with that being said, we barely made it, right? Barely made it. 180 even. So if we add all this stuff, is equal to 21 plus 28 plus 131 is equal to 180 degrees, right? So we made it, we just barely made it, right? Now, what if that was like more, right? Let's say, for example, that we had a situation where, oops, it's not doing it. Okay, so, and the reason why it's not doing it is because I need to be continuous with the thing. So, see, it's moving too. No, something is not right. So, interesting. Something is not right with this. So, okay. So let's say, for example, that we have 28. We have, so we have A, we have C, and B again, right? But in this case, instead of this IBN, we made this 3, right? So we make this 4, and we make this 3, right? So we make that 3 right there. Okay, so in this case, we have this case. Okay, in this case, it's still C, right? And we do the same thing. So we get sine of B. Oops. So we get sine of B over 4 equal to 3 sine of 28 over 3, right? So let's do the math, and we get 3 sine of B equal to 4. Okay, so what's going on here? I'm not supposed to have this stuff here. All right, so okay, so here I have, so in this case, I got 4 sine of 28, right? Now solving that, we get that divided by 3 on both sides, right? And I get that sine of B is equal to, so, okay, 4 sine of B, right? 4 sine of 28 divided by 3, right? So that is point, that is 0.625 5, right? And 9, right? Okay, so take the inverse of that, and I get B is equal to sine inverse of 0.6259, right? And then the angle B in this case okay, so something is not right here. 0.6259. Okay, so let me just clear this. Okay, 0.6259. Okay, 0.6259. Right, and it's 29 degrees, right? So it's technically this is 39 degrees. Okay, so we have something like this now, right? So in this case, we have this, right? So now we found this. So we found the angled, this is 39. 39 degrees. Now we can find that 39 plus 28 equal to, you can see that angles, okay, C equal to 180. It does on both sides, right? So, right, so then we got what? We got 180, 113, right? So now, when I add this amount of the on both sides, subtract from 180, I get the the C is equal to 113 degrees, right? So with that being said, we know now the three angles. We have, this is 113. Right? So we have the three angles, right? Now, okay, so let's add all them together, right? So 113, right, plus 28 plus 39, right? So we went over a little bit, right? So let's do something here then. So in this case, let's subtract 39 minus 180, right? Let's say, for example, okay, let's do this. To check, we do this. To check, right? So sine of 28 over 3 equal to, right? Equal to sine of Z, sine of C, right? But what is sine of C? Sine of C is actually 113, right? Right? So we know the angle 113 now, right? So then what is going to happen here is that we have let me see. So yeah, so technically, I mean, we can do it like this, right? So trying to find C correct, like that, right? Now, so what we can do here is what? We can multiply that. We can say that C sine of, come on, this is, right, for some reason, I don't know. Right, so sine of 28 is equal to 3 sine of 113, right? So sine of 113, right? Then we can just divide by that, right? And we get that. We get that C is equal to 3 sine of 113 over C sine of 113 over sine of 28, right? Over sine of 28. So, and the reason why we're doing that is because we already have the values for that, right? I'm pretty sure you're following what I'm doing here. So, all right. So now when we do that, we get 3 sine of 113 divided by sine of 28. Okay, and that is equal to, okay, so here we have that it's 5 point something. So technically this side right here, C, which is side C, right, is equal to 5.9. 5.9. Right? So we have that, right? Now let's check real quick what we're doing. So let's do something like this. All right, and then just drop by the diagonal line right there. Right, and 39. Actually, let me just do it better. Okay, so like that, like that, like that, like that, then like that, like that, right? So let's say that this is 39. and this is 39, right? Let's assume that they are like, you can flip those sides and like make a mirror image of each other, right? Okay, so remember that we start from here, we go around to complete 180, right? But what is this? So from here, we assume it is 39, but then we have another piece right here. So then, well, what we can do is we can say 180 minus 39, right? So which is equal to 141. So the angle here from this distance, let me just make another. Hopefully that is not a kind of goofy color like the one that I had the other day. And it is. Yeah, I don't like that. Honestly, I don't know. So right, so this distance, this right here is the angle, right? So technically, so if this is the angle, which is mean that this distance right here, from here all the way to here, that is 141, right? So that is 141 degrees, right? Now, if you do the math in here, right? If you check that again, you will see if you take the cosine of that, I'm sorry, the sine, right? If you take the sine of that, of sine of 141, you get the same thing. So you get, if you get that, you can take the sine of that. Okay, so you take the sine of 141 degrees is equal to the same number that we had, which is 0.6259, right? So which means that is telling me is that we have what is called ambiguous case, right? So yeah, so we have an ambiguous case. In this case, we have an ambiguous case, and therefore we actually work the problem out, right? So that's how this stuff works. And that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video, and that's it. I see you in the next video.